wrong with you people? Every famous nigga that gets arrested is not Nelson Mandela. Yes, the government conspires to put a lot of innocent black men in jail on fallacious charges. But R. Kelly is not one of those men. We all know the nigga can sing. But what happened to standards? You a fan of R. Kelly? You want to help R. Kelly? Then get some counseling for R. Kelly. Introduce him to some older women. Hide his camcorder. But don't pretend like the man is a hero.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. Okay, so I have a question. Is R. Kelly canceled out? Now that we know the things that we know, is he canceled? And I'm talking about really canceled. I've only watched parts 1 and 2. I haven't watched 3 through 6 yet. But I will. I was going to make this video and then watch parts 3 and 4, make a video, watch parts 5 and 6, and then make the final video. Is he canceled? For real, for real. Based off what I know through parts 1 and 2, based off what parts you've already seen, some of y'all been canceled R. Kelly out a long ass time ago. I was talking to this woman at my job the other day, and she was saying that she stopped fucking with R. Kelly after the whole sex tape got out. She said after that, she said she really stopped fucking with R. Kelly. If R. Kelly came on the radio, she would turn the radio. She would not listen to his music, you know. Of course, if she was in a club or something, you know, she just didn't walk out. But for the most part, she did what she could do not to support him, you know, not to support him. You know, I've had my back and forth with R. Kelly. I feel as though, like, after the whole sex tape, not to make an excuse, but after the whole sex tape, you know, with the little girl got out, I think everybody saw the sex tape, and I think a lot of us were like, damn, that's fucked up. But I don't think that we thought it was fucked up enough for us to stop listening to his music. And that sounds fucked up, but it's the truth. That was my stomach growling if y'all heard something. I'm hungry than a motherfucker. You know, I've always enjoyed R. Kelly's music. I like a lot of people. It wasn't up until a couple of years ago that I realized, like, this motherfucker got a problem. Like, these girls are not lying. Like, I never really thought the girls were lying, the stories that I would hear, but I never really just paid it too much attention. I don't think I really started paying it attention until this whole, until the whole Me Too movement started happening, and people started throwing out, like, you know, well, Harvey Weinstein did this, Bill Cosby did this, you know, R. Kelly did, and I'm like, what the fuck? R. Kelly did do that. Like, I have heard stories. Like, what the fuck? But I think now it got to the point where I like 99.9% of the shit that was in that documentary from what I've already seen, but my skin looked nice as fuck. 99.9% of the stuff that I saw in the documentary so far, I didn't know. I heard about the things about Aaliyah. We'll get into that, but yeah, I think this was a well put together production. I really went into this thinking like this is going to be like an R. Kelly bash, which I didn't have a problem with that, but that's what I thought. And when I started watching it, I was like, oh my God, like this is like a real like documentary. Like they went into his background. I mean, they had his brothers, his music teacher, like people that, you know, that surrounded him. Let's get into the documentary, y'all. Okay. What are my notes? Let me see. I don't even really know where to start at. You know, he had a fucked up background. I will say that I'm not gonna lie, I was telling my sister and her husband last night, my brother-in-law, that a part of me felt bad for R. Kelly. I'm not gonna lie. When I was watching the documentary, I was like, damn, the fuck? You know, that does not excuse the fucked up shit that he's done, but I had a soft spot for him at a certain point in the documentary. I'm glad they brought the doctors on to try and explain the fucked up mind of a nigga like R. Kelly, you know? Javante, I think it's weird that Javante never got swept into that. You know what I'm saying? Well, what I've seen so far. She hasn't mentioned anything. I think it's weird that she hasn't really got swept into any of that. Aaliyah. Aaliyah. You know what's so crazy, y'all? Even though I was young when the whole Aaliyah R. Kelly thing broke, I really didn't pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just like one of those, R. Kelly married Aaliyah. What? And then it kind of like went away. And this is going to sound so crazy. I did not... Oh, this is going to sound crazy. But I think some of y'all may understand where I'm coming from. I did not realize, like, they were fucking, if that makes sense. Like, until Javante said they were all on the bus and the door swung open and he was having sex with Aaliyah. Like, my mouth dropped. Like, I just didn't think, I don't know, I just didn't think that. I don't know why I didn't think that far. I just remember me hearing that they were married, then kind of like, oh, they got a divorce, or they got it annulled, and then, like, I think I went back to girl, I think I went back to climbing trees. You know what I'm saying? Like, how old was I when that Aaliyah R. Kelly story broke? I was old enough, but not old. What was I, in middle school? Was I in middle school? I had to, because I think I was young. I think I'm younger than Aaliyah. She was 15 when she got married. Oh, that's high school. I think I was probably in middle school. I don't know, but... You know, the whole thing is just fucked up. You know, Javante, she mentioned how, you know, people are still suffering 20 years later. Baby, y'all suffering because y'all know this shit was wrong and now y'all can't sleep at night. That's all it comes down to. Like, the simple fact that pretty much everybody knew, and I can't even really hold Javante, is that her name, Javante, to the same... Like, I just can't, I mean, I know some people are like, oh, what the fuck? Like, she was 14 her damn self. You know what I'm saying? Who we need to be holding accountable are these grown-ass people. Like these grown-ass men, Craig Williams. They all knew what the fuck was going on. And all of them pretty much turned a blind eye like, girl, you know, this is wrong. But, girl, we making money. That's how I took it. You know, Bruce Kelly with his crazy ass. This motherfucker gonna say, we all have preferences. Basically, some people prefer young girls. Bitch. Let me say something. A preference is saying, I only date women who don't dress. I would rather date a woman who doesn't dress too sexy. Or I would prefer my, you know, woman to have natural hair. Or that's a preference to me. A preference is not, oh, I prefer a 12-year-old girl over a 25-year-old woman. Like that's not the same thing, sweetie. That's not the same thing. You know what's so crazy to me, y'all? Like I was telling my brother-in-law last night, like this shit is, and I'm not even exaggerating when I think y'all think I be lying when I say this shit. I don't understand how, and maybe it's not meant for me to understand, I don't know. But I don't understand how somebody could look at a 12-year-old girl, a 14-year-old girl, a 15-year-old girl, a 16-year-old girl, and be like, damn, fuck that. Now, I've told y'all before that I remember I used to live at TSU. I used to live by TSU. And I remember some of the high school students used to run around TSU campus. Now, mind you, I'm thinking that these are college students running around a goddamn running around college. Come to find out, these motherfucking Jack A students, these motherfuckers are the same size as me. I'm talking about motherfuckers 5'11", 6 feet tall, 185 pounds, six pack. What the fuck? And do you know, before I found out they were students, of course I'm looking like, damn, these niggas is fine. But as soon as I found them was high school students, I was like, oh, hell no. And at the time, I wasn't even fucking with niggas. I wasn't even really out. Well, I thought I wasn't out the closet. My friends knew I was out, but I didn't know I was out. But at the time, I wasn't even fucking with niggas. So my whole point is like, how can you knowingly be attracted and get turned on to somebody who's that young? I don't even like niggas who wear small shirts. I'm telling y'all. I think there's something wrong with a grown ass man who wore a small. Like, I'm just saying. Like, there's no way that I could be turned on by looking at a nigga who 4'11" and, you know, weigh 110 pounds. Like, no, you are the same size as my little cousin. Get your ass away from me. Even when I'm online, y'all, and dudes are hitting me up and they 18 and 19, I'm like, say your ass in school, get your ass off my page, I block their ass. Like, I've never been interested in young people. Even if you were legal, like 18, 19, I know some states, I heard Georgia, like the legal age is 16, that's what I heard, I don't know. But even if you were, you know, here in Texas, it's 18. Even if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, like, I'm not into young guys like that. So when I hear a motherfucker like R. Kelly fucking a 14-year-old girl or a 13-year-old girl or 12, it's crazy to me. That shit is weird. That shit is weird. And I got something for Malaya Michael with her silly ass. And Arsenio Hall and K. Michelle, all them hoes is silly. But yeah, I just don't understand it. You know, I need to know, y'all. Where were y'all mamas and daddies? Again, I'm only on part 1 and part 2. Where were y'all mamas and daddies at? I grew up in the country. And I will say, back then, like, the way my family was set up, like, my grandmother lived right here. My aunt probably lived a quarter mile up the street. It was like we had a family member, like, every, like, 5 or 6 houses. Like, seriously. Like, our family, like, my grandmother, my cousin, my other cousin all lived behind my grandmother's house. My grandmother lived in the front. And then down the street, my aunt, then my other aunt lived in the projects. Like, we literally had family members all around. And back then, it was, I'm not gonna lie, it was like safe in Woodville. That's why I'm from Woodville. It was safe from Woodville, where I'm from. And it's just like, I just don't remember my grandmother. Like, I moved with my grandmother my 11th grade year in high school. And even in the 11th grade, like, and I started cutting up a little bit, not a lot. Like, I was really a good student, a good child. But I started cutting up a little bit when I turned 18. But even then, like, my grandmother was on my ass, and I was a boy. And I'm not saying, you know, sometimes people give boys a little leeway, but, like, I just don't remember, like, baby, if school get out at 3 o'clock, you gonna be home by 3:15. If you ain't walking to the door by 3:20, like, my grandmother's calling around. Where are you at? You know? Where are y'all at? Like, my mama, like, well, hold up. Nanny, is Roddy them over there? Did they catch the bus over there after school? And then we getting our ass cursed out because we didn't tell our mama that we was going to Nanny house. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just don't, I don't get, like, how, like, these kids just had all this freedom. Like, I'm telling y'all, baby, if we get out of school at 3 o'clock, bitch, you better be home by 3:15, by 3:20, baby. My mama, she making phone calls. Is Rodney over there? Is Rodney and his brothers and sisters over there? Okay, is Rodney and them over there? Put them on the phone. And baby, now I'm getting cursed out. Because I didn't tell my mama I was going to my grandmother's house after school. I should have told her that I was going to catch the bus over there. Now she mad. Now she really mad because now she got to come pick us up. I don't get it, y'all. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't get it. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was just a difference. But you know, so I would think that y'all would be a little bit more stricter, being that this was a motherfucking city. Like, these girls are in Chicago and Florida, and it's like, I don't know, Florida, it could be a smaller town in Florida, but, you know, any town to me that has a mall, you are decent size to me, girl. That's how small the town I came from was. We had to drive 45 minutes for the nearest mall. But I don't get it, y'all. So what else? Girl, they said he used to go to the school, and you know, after he dropped out of school, he would go back to the school and just like look. And his manager, you know, thought like something was up with that. What about the girl Lizette Martinez? Girl. These girls are, excuse me, y'all. These girls are not lying. These girls all have the same fucking story. He beat her, locked her in a room, wouldn't let her come out, threatened her. Like, and I want to say something too. Now, I'm going to make another video about that. Andrea Kelly. Oh, the Lizette was they said Lizette said she was paralyzed. I think she said she was paralyzed for a couple of weeks. She was in the ICU for a couple of weeks. He sent her mama $1,000. Bitch. When that motherfucker said that he sent Aaliyah mama $100. $100. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Aaliyah mama and her daddy ain't shit. And they ain't gonna ever be shit. Y'all been pimping y'all children out to the highest bidder. That's the simplest way I can put it. Unfortunately, Aaliyah was probably the only one who I don't know how to say this without making it sound fucked up. She was about the only one who probably got something out of y'all selling her to her pimp, basically. You see what I'm saying? She had the career. She was on her way to stardom. Unfortunately, she passed away in a plane crash. But she was about the only one who probably got something out of the fact that y'all pimped her out for $100. Baby, let me say something. I know that mom and daddy ain't sleeping at night, baby. I know that mom and daddy ain't sleeping. Y'all want to talk about, y'all don't want to mess up a little legacy. Let me say something. I understand that, I understand this whole thing, you shouldn't talk about the dead because the dead not here to defend themselves. But at some point, we have to realize that Aaliyah is a major part in R. Kelly's story. And unfortunately, when you speak about R. Kelly, you're going to speak about Aaliyah. That's just like somebody doing a background story. That's like somebody doing a documentary on Chris Brown and they don't want to mention the fact that he beat the fuck out of Rihanna. Or doing a story about Rihanna and not mention the fact that she got her ass beat by Chris Brown. It's not going to happen that way. It's going to be brought up. It has to be brought up. If not, then it's basically like you're telling a lie. We're going to tell a story but just don't tell certain parts. You're telling a lie. So Aaliyah has to be mentioned. She was sold off to R. Kelly for $100. He was fucking that girl on a tour bus. Craig Williams ain't shit either. I said everybody want to come forward now since the money done dried up. Now y'all can't sleep at night. Sparkle says that she introduced her 12-year-old niece to R. Kelly. You know what, Sparkle? Like, I'm confused on Sparkle because, first of all, I hated that bang. Girl, can we say something real fast? Javante. Why Javante hairstyle was changing with her clothes? Like, girl, I did not get that ponytail. At first, I was like, why didn't she just keep the cornrows? And then I saw this ponytail that looked a mess, but she still had the same outfit on. Like, what is going on with her hair? Girl, your hair look a mess. Girl, what are you doing? I do want to hear Javante sing. Can she sing? Because she sound like she could sing. You know how some bitches sound like they can sing? Like, Javante sound like she could sing her ass off. But Sparkle. I don't know. It's something about that. Like, I don't think that Sparkle. Like, I feel like. I feel like people are telling the truth, but I don't feel like they're telling, like, the full truth. You see what I'm saying? Like, Sparkle, you brought your niece around. You knew. Like, you hadn't heard the stories about R. Kelly. Like, I feel like for us, like I was telling my brother-in-law last night, like, I feel like for us, as fucked up as it may sound, like, it don't even sound fucked up to me, honestly. Like, we didn't run those circles. Like, it's kind of like what I said about Oprah, and I still stand by this. Oprah knew what the fuck Harvey Weinstein was doing. All them hoes run the same motherfucking circles. That's just like you being at your job and you ain't never heard no story at your job. If y'all think that Oprah Winfrey and Tyler Perry and all these other motherfuckers up there, all them white people, all them black people, if y'all think them hoes ain't never heard of no stories involving Harvey Weinstein fucking with these children or fucking with these girls or these women, whoever he was fucking with and molesting and raping, y'all are sadly mistaken. Oprah knew all them hoes and her stories. They all heard them stories, and all what they, you know what they did? Girl. I think the same thing happened with R. Kelly. Like that's why I'm looking at Sparkle and I'm like, at this point, Sparkle, like you pretty much are now in this R&B circle, this entertainment world. Like you haven't heard any stories about R. Kelly. Like I know you heard about the Aaliyah thing. And you let it slide, I think like a lot of people. And then when you saw the whole Andrea Kelly asking for some fucking food, you didn't, the fuck? But I also get that point too, like, girl, that could, like, you know how like you could be at somebody's house, and I could see how that could play out. Like, this bitch just came downstairs and asked for some food. What the fuck? And you kind of be like, girl, that couldn't be me, bitch. I ain't asking nobody for no motherfucking food. So I get it, but it's like to a certain point, it's like Sparkle. When, like, I don't know. Maybe she was so caught up in trying to get her album done to the point where she just didn't realize that R. Kelly would fuck her 12-year-old niece. And then even when she made the statement, like, she would always have her eye on her. If you really trust R. Kelly or trust the people that are around, then why do you feel the need to always have to look? You see what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, that's all I have so far. I'm gonna do 3 and 4, and then I'll come back with 5 and 6. No, I'm about to watch Married to Medicine, girl. I'm about to watch Married to Medicine, and then I'm gonna watch the other parts, and then I'll post those. But yeah, like, is R. Kelly canceled out? Is he canceled out? So far, based off 1 and 2, I'm gonna say this much. And this is okay. So, you know, like I was telling my sister last night, I have the same relationship with R. Kelly like I have with Chick-fil-A. Like at one point I stopped eating Chick-fil-A for like almost 2 years. And then when they came back and apologized and all that shit, I was like, okay. And then I started eating Chick-fil-A. And then I stopped. And then I started back. And then I stopped and then I started back. And I feel like that's how it is with R. Kelly. Like, I was listening to R. Kelly music, and then I remember one day Amanda Seales, she kind of get on my nerve a little bit, but anyways, she be speaking some truth though, a lot of the times. She said something about R. Kelly, and I was like, damn, that's right. And I was like, fuck that, I'm not fucking with R. Kelly no more. And I stopped listening to R. Kelly. And then I remember a couple of months ago, I was on the bus, and I was listening to Nivea, and a song, it went to the next song, and it was Touching. Oh my God, y'all. That's one of my favorite songs. It's a song called Touching with Nivea and R. Kelly. I mean, the song is gorgeous, y'all. I mean, gorgeous. Like, seriously. And I was like, oh my God, this is my motherfucking song, bitch. So I'm on the bus just... Bitch, I'm on the bus catching my life down, all in that corner, snapping fingers, bitch, closing my eyes, bitch, yes. And I was like, oh, bitch, I forgot R. Kelly had some motherfucking hits. So then I started listening to R. Kelly music on the bus, and I was like, fuck. And I was in The Greatest Sex, Fiesta, all that shit. And I was like, ugh. And I was like, this don't sound right. And then remember a couple of weeks ago, I was like, I bet you the motherfucking songs he was writing was probably about them goddamn children. And then what Craig Williams say? Remember Craig Williams said in the documentary, He walked in on one part and he was feeling on your booty. I said, R. Kelly got a song called Feeling on Your Booty. Done. R. Kelly is canceled, y'all. For real canceled. And I'm not talking about that, oh, let me go sneak and listen to one of his songs. No, canceled. My brother-in-law got so pissed off last night. Because I'm not gonna say who it was, and I got pissed off too. But he was like, yeah, you know, I was, you know, so and so said that they would still listen to his music. I said, they said what? He was like, I told him straight up, that shit better not ever come on in my presence. I'm turning the motherfucking music off. Exactly. There's no way that you can listen to R. Kelly's music and not know for a fact that he's talking about some motherfucking children. I'm about to make a video real fast, and I want to address K. Michelle and Arsenio Hall and Malaya Michael, the stripper, because I got something to say to them too. All right, so that's all I got for parts 1 and 2. I'll be back with parts 3 and 4. Well, I told you I'm about to watch Married to Medicine. And then, I'm about to watch Married to Medicine, and then I want to make some more videos about a couple of hot topics that's been floating around the streets. So I'm going to make some videos about that. No, I'm going to watch parts 3 and 4 tonight after I get off work. No, I might watch part 3 on my lunch break. I don't know. I'm going to watch parts 3 and 4, though. But yeah, okay, y'all, bye.